Mike, we end every episode of On Purpose with a final 5.
Okay.
These 5 questions have to be answered in 1 word to 1 sentence maximum.
Okay.
So it can be 1 sentence. I will ask you to explore it further if there's something that hits me.
Okay.
All right, so Mike, these are your final 5. The first question is, your ones have 2 parts. I've never done this before, but with you, I'm about to do it because I think there's some things I really want to know. So the first question is, what is the best advice you've ever heard and the worst advice you've ever heard?
Best advice is if you're unsure about something, take a moment.
Mm.
You know, if you're unsure, don't answer right away. Take a moment. Think about it. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't answer just because you feel like you got to be out and be quick and be fast about it. You know, because you'll end up stumbling over your words or not stumbling over your words, saying something that you don't really mean. So I would say that's probably some of the best advice I got. Worst advice, buy it now, you'll get it back. Just spend it now. You'll make it back. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably some of the worst advice I've got.
That's bad advice.
Yeah. It's going.
Did you buy it?
I think at the time it was close.
Yeah.
At the time it was close. It was close. It was and I wasn't even really a big clothes guy at the time. I was like, whatever. But it was like, yeah, you're right. I'll make it back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, of course I will. You know, like, yeah. And then, you know, we're on 7-Eleven diet for the next, 2 months.
I love it. Good answers. All right, I'm going to give you a choice.
Yeah.
You got to pick one of these. You got to choose. You choose.
Going that
whichever one. Yeah. All right. Take a look.
Oh, man. I want to know what the other one is.
I'll let you talk about this one first.
This is...
How old?
Dog. It's my dad's dog tags from the Marines. That linen jacket says, all my children. I'm saying maybe 16, 17, maybe like Disney like Super Soap Weekend or something like that. I think it was like one of those things where like the soap operas had this weekend at I think it was in California. Yeah, Disney. And I want to say this is from that. Is that?
No, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I want to say that.
What advice would you give to him?
Savor those moments of being a teenager. I think, you know, looking back at the teenage years, you know, we have a worry. You know, what problems we have? You know, it was high school. Complaining about homework. You know what I'm saying? Like it you know, I was working at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would just say like enjoy those years, man. You know, of the purity of it. You know, I look back and I was like, man, this is a pretty pure, innocent kid. Yeah.
What would he say back to you? Now, looking at you now.
Maybe I knew you could do it. You know, I think I would tell myself that you could do it too.
Yeah.
I think, you know, nobody thought I mean, I didn't at that time. You know, I think, you know, what could have been, what is. He had I had an idea of what could be, you know, I always had the optimism of what could be, you know, and it was just like, you just follow that more maybe.
I love that, man. This was the other one.
Oh, this is dope.
We got plenty. We just picked these 2. These were the 2 that the team loved.
I don't know if this is my birthday or my sister's birthday, but this is my grandmother's kitchen. And my sister was right there. And I think she was either helping me cut a cake or something, but yeah, that was my guardian. That was my bodyguard. It was my sister. It's a good one.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, man. All right, question number. I don't know which question we're on now because I've totally ignored my own format. But it's all right. That's the best. That's when it's the best. What's the best part of being Michael B. Jordan and the worst part of being Michael B. Jordan?
Being Uncle Mike. Man, it's a feeling of like with my nephew and my niece that I've never loved something so much. It like, wow, like, whoa. Like I think being Uncle Mike right now is the best part of that right now. Worst part, I love multitasking. I love the juggling, the balancing act of the things that I do. I love that. And the worst part is the loneliness that comes with that. You know, I think there's a you know, a loneliness that I have. You know, the responsibility that you have and is isolating, and the weight is isolating. So I think the worst part of that is the feeling like nobody really understands, and sometimes falling into the spaces of like just, you know, being alone, feeling alone.
Thanks for sharing everything today. I mean, okay, question number 4. We're nearly there, 4 and 5. Question number 4, you talked about knowing your team's love language. This question is my team's love language.
Okay.
How does being the sexiest man alive find love? From the girls on my team, dedicated to you. So
I revert back to the last question. It's very lonely. No, it's I go back and forth between wanting partnership and then not knowing what's the best partner for me. Like bringing them into my world, what I got going on isn't easy. And it's not just I love you, you love me. That should be enough, right? It's not quite that simple. You know, I think finding the right person to understand all of me, but then all that comes with me as well. And understanding, you know, that balance between wanting to be available and there for that person while I'm juggling everything else, and feeling okay to put the other part of my businesses down, and, you know, the sacrifice and compromise that comes with a partnership and a relationship, and what is and understanding how to make that all work is sometimes gives me anxiety and pause, you know, and then also there's a part of me that has not really lived life yet. I haven't really traveled as much for fun, or just like Japan has been a few times that I've went where I didn't have a schedule, where I didn't have to be somewhere for press. I didn't have to be I had to put the other hats on, you know. There's so many different places and people I've never had an opportunity to happily meet that I might connect and vibe with, that might be a person that my soul connects to, you know. And I think, you know, those things, I'm looking forward to that part of my life. You know, I think the last couple of years, I'm starting to get to a place where it's like, you know what, I got to start living. Yeah. You know, I've sacrificed, and I've been zoned in for so long. You know, I owe it to myself a little bit to do that, you know? And I think that's a byproduct of being a little bit of a, you know, I'm a delayed satisfaction, delayed gratification person. Like I've always wanted to lock in for the first half, do what I got to do, get to where I need to get to, make sure everything's straight and set up, and then be a little bit more, have the freedom to move how I want to move or whatever. So that's the long-winded answer of I'm not looking, but it would take a very special person to understand and grow with me. You know, just you know, you want to create memories. You know, I want a family. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, so. We'll see what's up. We'll see what happens.
You are lucky because I asked you that question. The other question was, what's his type? So,
I like that. I like that. I like that question. I like that.
That one, you like that better?
No. I like that answer. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
That's the wrong question. I thought I was reading you. I was like, yeah. Like,
no, I mean, my type. I'm joking. I don't know.
I wasn't asking you for real.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I wasn't.
We can move on for now.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
I was messing with you.
Fifth and final question. Yeah. If you could, we ask this to every guest who's ever been on the show. If you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
A law that you couldn't intentionally kill or cause bodily harm to anyone. I think that covers a lot of stuff. I mean, you gotta leave room to humans to be humans, and everybody's not gonna be good. You know, everybody's not gonna have all of that in there. But if we can eliminate the senseless killing and, you know, the bodily harms, you know, of other people's bodies in a real way, I think but then there's like the systemic thing I'm trying to get out of, because, like, you know, I'm trying to level the playing field. Yeah. You know, so just the economic opportunities, that the disparity, those systematic oppression, the systematic oppression that does exist is the thing that I most want to change. So I'm trying to think of. It's a good question, man.
Yeah. You keep thinking about it. You can tell me later.
Yeah.
Because I like your one because it also applies to like you couldn't develop products that like your question. I mean, your answer applies to food, drugs, medicine, which is kind of what keeps a lot of people stuck in the system. Because if they can own like bodily harm to me isn't just physical violence; it's also the kind of things we ingest and consume. And that is what keeps a lot of people stuck because they're eating unhealthy food because that's all they have access to and that's all they can afford. And that plays with the, I mean, that's what I was hearing too.
Yeah.
On a sub level. I don't know.
All right. I'm with that.
I love it. Michael B. Jordan, Mike, it has been such a joy and honor. We got to do a part 2. I could talk to you for hours. I've got so many questions, man, that we could get into. But I want to thank you for your honesty, your openness,